Today has been the longest, shortest feeling day ever. Cause I ain't accomplished like nothing crazy, but I think I worked out this morning, and I never do Saturday morning workouts. The workout today was the number one reason why I don't do Saturday morning workouts.
I knew that's why you wanted to meet later. That's why I was like, yeah. Let's
For
go.
real?
Yeah. Nah, I really did.
Bro. So look, get this. This is how I think. Like with the people that I really, really, love and I want to be there for. I try not to express my real reason why I say things because I know that they love me just as much back, and they would like accommodate for me when I'm trying to accommodate for you. So I was gonna text you like, hey, I'm trying to work out in the morning. Can we just move the date back to, later in the evening? But I said I'm not gonna say work out. I'm just gonna say if you can, you can. If you can't, you can't. So you don't feel like. Yeah, but you already knew though. That's
yeah. And in my mind, I was like, cause he said he still can do it, so he might have some. Oh, you know what? That whole situation Friday, he trying to go work out. Yeah. I knew what was up.
Hey.
And so once she had already was like, she was cool with it anyway, but I just put two and two together like, all right, yeah.
See, man, get you some friends and family that look out for you like this.
When you connected, you connected.
Hey, look, we ain't gonna say no more about it. But welcome back, family, to Matthew 7 and 7 Project Podcast. Today it's just me and Dom, the man rocking strong.
Facts.
AK out somewhere, doing her thug thizzle. But we gonna hold it down. So
that what's inside of you. It's like grandmama's greens. So don't give up. Your time is coming.
Out of a manipulative. Oh, okay, manipulative.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I got you.
Okay.
I got you.
How you can get out of a manipulative situation. So, yeah. First, we're going to start off with the definition. So we understand what we're talking about. Manipulation or manipulate is control or influence. A person has, in a situation or just over another person. Using clever, unfair, or unscrupulously things to get over on somebody. And I pray I said that word right because that was a doozy.
Yeah.
Hey, look, I'm telling you right now, and in all honesty, I'm going to put it all out there. And if you've been listening to us, hey, Sam don't got the best of grammar. But we love them. I hope that's what you say. But we rock it as long as you understand.
That's okay. You know what I mean? You can still be dynamic with what you say. You know what I mean? That's cool. Like that's why you got people like me in your corner.
Hey,
like
for real.
You know what I mean? Unscrupulous. Yeah.
Okay. I used to shy away from public speaking and stuff because of that was one of the reasons. Because in my mind, I'm a perfectionist. Like, when somebody is a perfectionist, it's easy to, get intimidated or get deterred from doing what you're supposed to do because it's not like you want it to be or it's not perfect. Right. So, and it's very recently I have been able to unlock a different level of understanding to the point where I'm like, I don't need to be perfect all the time.
Yeah, and I mean, that's because you brought that up. That's a good point. And, that's naturally speaking, because let's make the distinction for the people that like to nitpick, right? Because you don't have to be perfect naturally, but spiritually, you should always be reaching for perfection, which is spiritual maturity.
Right.
Like, so we're not saying, because but the Bible say be perfect. Like,
yeah,
we know what the Bible says.
Right.
Yes, you supposed to reach for spiritual maturity. That's perfection. Yes, but in the natural, it's impossible for you to be perfect. And I mean, that's okay. Like I said, it's about how we say what we saying to reach people. And the thing about us is we don't have to manipulate people's minds
That is
to get
true.
our point across.
That is true. That is true.
We don't have to do that.
We are not manipulative people.
Yeah, we don't have to do that. Like we don't have to do that. And going all the way back to the very beginning, like God always wanted us to be rulers. He wanted us to be powerful. He wanted us to have dominion. And I know that's a conversation that sounds crazy to a lot of people because people got some warped mindsets, even some religious mindsets that think we supposed to be poor and lowly and we ain't supposed to be in no type of power and, run away from power. Only corrupt men want that. But that's actually natural in you to crave and desire power. And that's what God wanted for us. But where we went wrong at is when we tried to start inflicting that on other people.
Right.
The thing about manipulating is when you're trying to control somebody.
Right.
Because when you looking to control somebody, first of all, the result that you're going to get out of that situation is not going to come from a genuine place.
Right.
Because you're doing what I want you to do, how I want you to do it, the way I want you to do it, or you responding a certain way that I want you to respond. So if you respond like this or you receive it like this, then I know I can do this. And then it's a selfish thing.
Right.
Because it's working out for my benefit.
Right. And that's why people do it.
Yeah.
Because the number one question is, why do people manipulate? Like, why would you be, immoral and do things like that? Like, why
Right.
But it's I think it's a control problem.
Right.
It's a control problem, and a control problem is just a misunderstanding of God's sovereignty.
Yeah.
So you don't understand who really in control.
Right.
You don't understand, who really running the show. So in that misunderstanding, you're trying to control everything around you, including people.
Right.
So and we're talking about when we talk about God and we bring God into this, we are talking to people that are in line and call themselves believers and followers of Christ.
Right.
It's both sides to it because people manipulate that's not in the body, and it's people that manipulate that's in the body.
Right.
And everybody got separate reasons, and we're gonna dissect those reasons. But the blanket covering over all of that is you got a control problem.
Right.
You want to be in control 100% of the time, and you're not smart enough, wise enough, if you had that much control, to know what to do with it. But
and you looking for the outcome of whatever it is, the situation or a person's behavior, to go in the direction that you want it to go. And the problem with that is talking about us being flawed is that when we get too hung up on trying to control everything, sometimes your intent get warped and get perverted too.
Right.
So while you might have had positive intentions, you lose that in the process of trying to force, and you know what I mean?
Right.
Like that literally trying to change people and make people be a certain way is witchcraft.
Right.
Like that's what that is.
Yeah.
And so the minute you allow your desire, let's say you got a desire for people to be better. Let's say you got a desire for people to be in a better place. The minute you start going about it in a way that I'm going to force this, now you on the side of the people who you might as well have ill intentions.
Right.
Because that's the other side. Like you said, you got in the body and out of the body. Because a lot of people do it just because they know they can. Right. I know I can get a rise out of you.
Yeah.
I know I can get you off your square.
Yeah.
So I jab at you. I say things to you. I make things come up that don't have to come up. Make things difficult that don't have to be difficult.
Right.
All to get a certain result. For whatever sick
and I ain't gonna lie
pleasure
to you,
it's
look, and every time I say I ain't gonna lie to you, I think about when you say, why do we feel like we gotta say I ain't gonna lie to you? But I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. That's something that's been trained in us, like from a young age. You got to think about it, like
this lemonade. I promise, this lemonade. I just something in my spirit said address this.
Okay.
It's lemonade. Go ahead.
So I played sports when I was younger, so it's certain things that a coach would think he has to do to spark that dog in you, and his intention is good, starting off.
Yeah,
but it's a way that he's using what he knows to get what he wants. A W.
Right.
He wants to win.
Right.
And a sign of manipulation is exploiting your weaknesses.
Facts.
Putting that out there. Exploiting your insecurities, making you feel shame or guilty. Like if you feel guilty around a person all the time, or you feel like you feel a lot of shame around somebody, it's like 9 times out of 10 they probably manipulating you and you don't even know it.
Yeah.
But you have this feeling inside every time you in their presence. And the thing is, they dress it up so cute that they can always run back to, I never even told you to do that.
Right. Yeah.
Like, yes, you did. Yes, you did.
That's crazy. That makes me think about situations where people give you advice, and we all do this, but they'll tag it like, but I don't know, it's up to you. I don't know, it's up to you. So that if you do what I said and it don't go your way, you can't put it back on me. And that's almost like passive aggressive manipulation.
Yeah.
Where it's like I want you to do this, but just in case I'm wrong, or
and you say all of that after you say, if it was me, I wouldn't even go for it.
Yeah.
So now I'm a sucker if I go for it. Okay, heard you.
But it's up to you though. I'm just saying.
Man, it's
another thing though with manipulation. So we're talking about control, and you was just talking about a coach causing you to go a certain way and you feeling shame. Another form or another way that you see that manipulation is people withholding information from you. So I'm already trying to get you to think a certain way. I'm trying to make you go in a certain direction. I'm trying to get whatever I'm trying to get from you. And so in order to do that, certain things I won't tell you.
Right.
That might benefit you.
Right.
That you might be able to take.
Right.
And, use that, even surpass where I am.
So you're trying to make somebody dependent upon you.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly. Yeah. And we see that in a lot of cases where it's like maybe you at a certain level and you want people to always not to be dependent on you, but also you want them always to be below you. I don't want nobody to get further than me. I don't want nobody to get ahead of where I am. I don't want nobody to get an idea.
That's trifling.
And think trifling. Outside of what I'm feeding you. So I'm going to omit this. I'm not going to tell you the ugly side of that. I'm going to dress it up a certain way.
Like the people that hit you up. I ain't gonna lie, I've been getting a lot of messages on Facebook Messenger. I've been getting a lot of them saying, hey, I'm building my office here in Cincinnati, and I need somebody like you to come work with me.
I know you get a lot of them.
If you're open to opportunities, hit me up. But they don't tell you. They withhold information because they don't want you to know, oh, yeah, you got to knock on a couple doors, hop a couple fences. But look, get the sale.
And let's make this distinction because maybe I'm skipping ahead because I know we're going to talk about both sides of it, and we kind of talking about the negative side. But I want to make the distinction between...
I was just about to ask you that. Is it a such thing as positive manipulation?
Well, here's the thing.
Because if it's attached to witchcraft, I'm like, how could that be positive?
But see, here's the thing. If I am trying to lead you in a certain direction, where it's not manipulation is the end result is not, it's not about me. It's not about me. So if I see the truth,
right,
or I see a bigger picture, or whatever it is, the way I'm presenting it to you is totally different.
Right.
So I'm telling you everything. I'm telling you the good and the bad.
Right.
And then I'm not going to put you in situations to see how you react.
So that sounds more like guidance than manipulation.
Yeah, which that's kind of part of the definition. But again, the difference is I'm not trying to control where you go. The decision is up to you.
Right.
What I'm doing is, like I said, I'm putting everything on the table. Now, I know what I believe, or, if I'm a person in authority, I know where we're supposed to be going. Right? I know what the end destination is, and I really believe that you need to get there.
Right.
But what I'm not going to do is tailor what I say and play on your emotions, and I'm not. Those are the things that I'm not going to do, so that it does not become manipulation. If you get here, and I thought you should get here, you got here because of me presenting you with everything, me getting out of your way, me being okay with you surpassing me, me being okay with you not being dependent on me.
Right.
So I can be a person in a position of leadership, which true leadership, as we know, is causing other people to become leaders.
Right.
Not just encouraging people to follow you. That's not true leadership.
Right.
So a true leader would never manipulate people, but cause them to be able to break out. You know what I mean? It'll be a point where they'll be able to lead you.
Right.
Where they'll be able to see where you're going maybe clearer than you are. Like that's where the distinction comes into play. And that's more so on the positive side. Well, I mean, it can only be a positive side. Once we leave that manipulation, now we strictly on the positive
you
side.
saying all of that has me going back to what I said in the beginning with the football coach. I would, based on what you're telling me, I would say that is on the positive side. Would you not?
It depends. It's all about how you go about
I guess
it.
Unless it's strictly on the person.
It is.
That's doing and saying what they saying.
It is. It's about the intent and the motive of the person, and then it's about how they go about getting the information to you, getting you to a certain point, and it's for your benefit,
right?
Not for me,
right?
Not for me,
right? Now, am I allowed to win too?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
So it's not for my benefit; it's for your benefit. But if you win, I win.
Exactly.
Okay.
That's totally different.
So I'm a backpedal out of what I said.
Go ahead.
I'm a backpedal what I said. I'm gonna say that it don't have to be manipulative. It could be on the positive side, because what I'm teaching you is better for you, because when you get out here, you can get your head knocked off.
Right.
And if you play like this, then it can help the team.
Right.
And if you help the team, then the team can win. And if you win, that looks good for me. But it all starts with you. So
because if you lose, I don't look good.
Right.
And I know that risk, and I'm willing to take that on.
Right.
That goes back to motive and intent of why I'm doing this.
Yeah.
Versus the person that's like, whether y'all win or lose, I'm securing this, I'm securing that.
Right.
So just keep doing what I'm telling you to do, and just go the way I'm telling you to go, so I can secure whatever I need. Mm-hmm. So that's the difference. That's the clear distinction.
Right. Okay. I got you. I'm tracking.
Who are you answering to? Because the thing is, we know we get our motives and our intent from knowing God's heart.
Right.
And that's with anything.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing. And you know what that go back to? Your relationship with God.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And
We're going to talk about it every time.
Yeah, because that relationship establishes your desires. Mm-hmm. So it don't matter what we talking about. Whether you leading a congregation of people, whether you coaching Little League, whether you a supervisor at your job, the way that you go about being an authoritative figure over any group of people is, I'm not trying to control y'all.
Right.
What I am trying to do is I'm trying to grow y'all, I'm trying to develop y'all, and I'm trying to put y'all in position to win, because if y'all win, we win. Mm-hmm. And then we'll get to the destination that I'm trying to get us to, which the destination I'm trying to get us to matches with the desires and the intent that I'm getting from God's heart.
Right.
Which somebody outside of having that relationship, they can't have that same. You can have good morals. Mm-hmm. You could be a good person.
Right.
But able to have the kind of vision that can get people to a place that's really beneficial for everybody, that vision got to be divine.
Right.
It can't just be out of a, good guy, good dude, whoever.
Right.
That piece that's missing. And that's why it's so easy to keep falling back into manipulation. And then if you are, you claim to be a man of God, when that relationship get weak, when you have a dry season or a season of backsliding, that's when you start teetering that fence.
Right.
That's when you become susceptible to having thoughts like, man, I need us to be here. Or, man, I need whatever it is, that I need the membership to grow, or I need the tithes to increase, or whatever your twisted idea is, and whatever you're doing. But that's what causes if somebody is in a situation where they're trying to turn it around, they're trying to break from that manipulative behavior, that has to happen.
Right.
That has to happen is that your heart intent and your motive got to be changed.
Okay. I agree with that. I received that, and I hope whoever else is listening can agree and receive that.
For sure.
Because I want to say this, man and woman of God. God hates manipulation. That goes against his whole character.
Right.
And I want you to know that, you costing yourself blessings by moving in such a way. And when I'm saying this, I'm not saying this in a judging tone or, trying to make you feel bad, but that this is not the way you want to go. Because somebody ain't told you. Or somebody did tell you and you blew them off. So,
yeah, you ain't seeing it.
Right. So this is you hearing it again, God doesn't manipulate people. Why would you think it's okay for you to do it? For whatever, you can't manipulate nobody for no gain in a positive way.
Right.
Even if you're trying to do it for the kingdom, it don't work like that.
Right.
It don't work like that. You don't keep nobody like that. And once somebody finds out that you're doing it, the trust is gone.
Right.
Your credibility is gone.
Right. You taint everything that you so-called have worked to try to establish.
Right. Right. Why would you put that all in jeopardy?
Yeah. And that's people. You can't try to manipulate the word. Like, if you're not really in the word, don't pick apart and pick out what's beneficial to whatever you pushing.
Right.
You know what I mean? You can't manipulate the word. You can't. Do we want to cut deep? You can't be in there manipulating the men of God.
Facts.
Like you can't be in there trying to manipulate the budget. Like you can't be trying to play up with people's emotions to get them to give more.
Because when you get in a certain place of power and people respect you and hang on to what you say and they really trust you the way they should, you can't do them dirty.
Right.
Because it's not benefiting nobody. You're looking at the now. But a real leader, a real visionary, doesn't just look at what's right in front of them. And you have to understand and see that what's in front of me might be good to the eye, but it's gonna lead to my detriment. Like, I can't continue to do this.
Right.
So especially I mean, and it's crazy that you said man of God, you can't be using the word to manipulate women, and I hear that a lot. It's so many women out there that's so turned off, like, from God because of a man of God. Like, this is what it's about.
Yeah.
Like, this is how you do it.
Right.
So it's
funny. We was joking earlier about how the word is manipulation.
Yeah.
Like, dang, that's how y'all had the title. We could have just called it manipulation.
Right. Y'all gotta control everything. Manipulate, huh? Okay, cool.
Or because I don't think people that manipulation is an intentional thing.
Do you think you know it? Like, do you think they know it? Like, when they...
You have to, because it's a strategic thing.
Because things are disguised. I mean, I just told you a new thing today that we never heard. The little love bombing.
Yeah, that's
so it's
true.
like everything got a name for it. So it's like, people been moving like this for so long. Especially, the people that's older, like the older generation. It's a lot of people that been moving like this and manipulation, but they never knew.
Yeah, you're right.
Like,
that's a very good point.
You're not getting up on your own.
Right.
You're not doing the things that I need you to do to help this church progress. You're not doing it on your own. So I'm gonna tweak you here and I'm gonna tweak you there, but it's all for the glory of God. Some people really moving, and it's kind of like the people we look at on TV that we say crazy. Like, I had to cut you because I love you.
Right.
Like, I just love you so much. Like your mind might be off and your concept might be flawed, but you gotta know that you doing something that's flawed to know it's flawed. Like, you don't even know.
Yeah, you're right. I think it's on both sides. I think a lot of people is very much calculated and intentional. But you just made a very good point, because if you just pulling from what you know because it's traditional,
right,
that's what you experience, you following in a pattern, then maybe you don't know that the methods that you are manipulative and that's a very good point. But that's why it point back to being in tune with God.
Right.
We're talking about people in the church right now.
Right.
We're talking about people who call themselves people of God. So there's no escaping that. You have to, and even if you on a positive trajectory, that was a good one. And we going with that one. We going with that one. I'm not saying it again. I'm not saying it again. But even if you are on that,
right, that thing,
yeah. You always have to pause and take a self-assessment.
Right, right.
You know what I mean? The same way if you're a leader, you do with the people that surround you. You always evaluating and assessing them.
I keep saying I ain't gonna lie to you. And I never heard me say
I'm gonna tell you the truth.
I never heard me saying this until that day you said that. Like, I really say I ain't gonna lie to you a lot. I mean,
what's the other one? I ain't gonna hold you.
I ain't gonna hold you. Yeah, I broke out of that.
The first time I heard somebody say it, I was like, "What'd you say? Hold me from what? What you talking about?" But go ahead. It's good lemonade.
Yeah, it is good lemonade. Strong.
Not even care.
Hey, that's crazy. But I think I was gonna say, you know, when you doing things and you don't know you're doing them, and I was gonna use the example of, it's times where I know I gotta be in a place at a certain time, and it's the whole family, they gotta be there. I just did this, and I got the time. Sam, you and your party must be here at 1:45. I walked in the house, looked at the whole house, said they said we gotta be there at 1. If we ain't there by 1, it's a wrap. Just because I know how y'all move. Y'all move slow. Everybody.
We all do that.
I gotta. But is that manipulation?
It's absolutely manipulation. It is.
Like,
call a spade a spade.
Right.
It is. It is.
That's crazy. So
it is.
And in that moment, I'm like, I just want everything to go smoothly. I want us all to get here. It don't have nothing to do with me. It just happened to do with everybody having a good time.
And you wanted to control how that went.
And I wanted to control how that went. But I think because it's so positive, and because it don't just benefit me, it benefits everybody, that it's okay. And I overlooked the fact that you told a whole lie. And maybe people think one thing so you can get them to do another.
Instead of, and I've been guilty of that too, instead of, looking for constructive ways to improve the way we move so that I don't feel like I got to do that.
Right.
Because think about that. I could
easily said, hey, let's get there. Let's get there by 1.
Right.
I ain't had to say nothing else.
Right.
Let's get there by 1.
Yeah. Just to be on the safe side or whatever. Like,
right.
Yeah.
Right.
But those are inherited mindsets.
Yeah.
We like that's, you didn't wake up like, how can I make my family do what I want them to do? Like,
yeah. It's, pull your teeth out and put it under your pillow, and the tooth fairy gonna come at night and give you some money. You just want me to pull my teeth out.
What? What? Was that some trauma for you, sir? What?
Honestly.
Man at home prematurely pulling teeth. I want that new.
Not.
You alright in there, Sam?
Oh my gosh. When I was, when we were young, when them teeth falling out, it's a little scary. Like, it's gonna hurt. I don't want to pull it out. And it's like a little tug. It don't hurt as bad as we put it on there. Like, back in the day. A lot
of the time, it didn't hurt at all. I remember my pops, just some old school stuff.
But to make you feel good, it's like, hey, if it comes out and you put it under your pillow,
I ain't gonna lie,
you'll get some money. Hey, look, I watch TV. I ain't grow up like that either. You ain't gonna put me out there like, oh yeah. Hold on, your parents was right. You ain't just, I was using the example.
You grew up in that heathen house.
I knew y'all wasn't saved. I knew it the whole time.
Oh man. Oh, that's funny. Definitely wasn't playing no Tooth Fairy, Santa, none of that.
You know the words in Santa spell Satan? Did you know that?
You can't say that, Sam. You trying to take the kid's childhood away.
Look.
You ain't even got to do all that, Sam. Everything don't mean.
Take the kid's childhood away. You taking their soul. You taking their soul away. But look, we talking about manipulation. My bad.
Yeah.
My bad. You know, I just
When you talk, it's crazy. We talk about manipulation because people pick and choose what, you know, how strongly they feel about whatever. But if you start talking about how deep control go in our society, in our world, our government, once you start saying that, now you conspiracy theorist.
Right.
You can't start talking like that. Like,
it's the government. Yeah.
No, it's not. That don't even.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna stop talking to you.
Nah, some of these things need to be addressed though.
Not facts.
We don't have to stay on them long, but sometimes you just need to hear it. It need to get in your spirit somehow because you walking around here in La La Land and you about to get blindsided and you don't even know.
Right.
You don't even know.
Yeah, and don't want to know because how uncomfortable it is. Nobody like getting woke up abruptly from deep slumber.
Nobody.
Somebody come in there and shake you up and say, "Wake up!"
Right.
Why you mad? You mad? It naturally, I understand. I've been there, but somebody wake you up and you realize the fire is here. Now you're gonna be mad because why you ain't wake me up sooner?
Right. Why you ain't me up sooner?
Like,
I know how you like to sleep. You know.
right. You was comfortable over there.
You
I was
know,
watching the new Matrix movie, and at the end when they get ready to save Trinity, they try to hit Neo with the, what if she's okay with where she is? Like, huh? He like, well, how did I read?
Right.
Same as her. Right. What? I'm going to get my girl. Like, y'all tripping.
Right.
Like, y'all tripping. And that's how we do life.
But
like,
get that though. That's a whole other form of manipulation. Trying to convince somebody to stay where they at. Don't want them to progress. Don't want them to move. You want them to stay where they at. Stay dependent on you.
Or just stay where they at, you know, just because even if they not dependent on you, you just want to be the only one and whatever it is, you know?
Right. I don't need nobody up here with me. I got it.
Bottom line, we got to steer clear of trying to control everything, especially people. Because God gave us this, you know, natural craving for power and dominion, he created us to be rulers. He gave us things and areas and arenas where we can control and be dominant. Mm-hmm. You just can't try to inflict that on people.
Right.
You was not meant to control people.
Right.
Like that was never God don't even control us.
Right.
You got free will.
Right.
Right?
Right.
And don't try to argue it now, because in any other argument that we got free will, right?
Right.
So God don't even control us. So why would His will be for us to try to control each other?
And don't try to challenge my want or desire for something. Don't, because you can't control me the way you want to. Don't let the first thing that come out of your mouth say, "Oh, you don't want it."
Right,
You don't want it that bad. Like, because I ain't moving when you say move.
Or how you want me to.
Like, hey, man, what that song go? When I move, you move. Like, don't control me. I move when I want to move. Who you? Gonna try to put it in the song, and I'm supposed to be moving in the car with you. When I move you, nah.
Yeah, we got to break free from that mindset, and we got to push that understanding and get people to, this was never about controlling people. And if you trying to lead people, a part of your leadership is helping people to see that there is power and things within you that I'm trying to bring out of you, and put everything on the table. Because if anywhere we trying to go that's positive or productive, it's not gonna just be pretty and great and smooth and it's a vibe. Like, it's not gonna be like that.
Yeah.
It's not gonna be like that. Yeah. The minute you start omitting that and not telling people that, you not setting them up to win.
Because we won't. The main reason, I said it was control, but I'm gonna say it's two top ones. It's so much smoother.
Yeah.
If I can do it successful, it's so much smoother. I don't have to deal with your mouth. I don't have to deal with you crying and complaining. If I can just say it like this and tweak it a little bit over here, it can go so smooth.
That's true.
But when it's revealed, it blow up in your face so nasty because you wanted this one smooth moment.
Right.
Like, come on now.
That's true. And then the other thing is just not wanting to be perceived or looked a certain way.
Right.
Because you want to be considered okay with these people, or you want to be in with this crowd, or you want to be current with the times.
Right.
Man, it's such a thin line with so many things that we want to be involved with, because so much of what's going on comes from the world.
Right.
Like, we got to realize that we are here in this world to affect it, not to be influenced by it so much that we don't even realize when we copycatting what the world is doing.
Christian rap. I love it. I love Christian rap. Okay, you ain't heard the right people. But it's
Go ahead. Now let me stop, because wifey be playing some stuff. I'll be like, oh, all right.
Yeah.
But because it sounds like what I used to listen to. But go ahead.
I was that's where I was going. I was heading right there. I can appreciate Christian rap. I can appreciate, trying to create something for us. But when you're pulling from the world to try to create something for us, that's not giving glory to God.
Yeah.
God don't want nothing that you had to get from the enemy.
Right.
And then give it to him. He don't want that. You can't dress it up.
Right.
What they say about putting lipstick on a pig is still a pig. You can't.
Right.
You can't dress it up. So as much as I like, I went there. Don't talk about me being old. Nothing. All I'm saying is, I can't say I never listened to Christian rap and I ain't never bobbed my head to it. Like, okay, I like this. But at the end of the day, I always know you pull it. Like, I heard this song the other day, and I'm gonna say the name of the song because that's easy. That's easy. I can do that. It was called Christian Drill Music.
Oh, yeah.
That sucker was knocking. Talking about slaying demons, pulling out choppers. Like, when I say that sucker was fire, I was listening to that like, coming up in the house, kicking in the door. Like, I mean, let's go. Where you at, Satan? We killing you. Like, I'm listening to that like, this is dope. But the whole beat, the rhythm, everything about it was worldly.
I can also appreciate saying Christian rap just sound weird to me. But
it do.
I appreciate.
I like lyrics. I ain't gonna lie. Like I'm real. Like I'm a lyrical listener. I like the wordplay. If you gotta make me after the song go Google words, I like the song. Like, what did he say? Yeah. Like, okay, let me go.
Catchy,
that's what that mean?
Witty.
Like, come on now.
The double entendres.
But when you start using the same beats as a song, like, because I'm listening to your song and I'm hearing you talk about God. Cool. But when I hear the beat, I'm thinking about the song that the beat go to for real.
Yeah, in a lot of cases, I'm really not listening to what you're talking about. I just know it's Christian rap, and I like the beat. I don't know what you're saying because I'm not listening to
I heard Holy Bible one time.
Yeah, and that, I mean, for me, that's what it kind of was all the time. I wasn't the person that knew every went. All right, I was about to lie.
Yeah,
I ain't know every. I ain't know every Future song and all that. I just knew, auto tune, beat knocking. That's what I knew.
You like T-Pain?
Yeah, back in the day, of course. Yeah, duh. What? You just tried. Oh, I see what you did. You almost had me.
What did I do?
A song about. I was about to start that fast.
Still in use.
What did Denzel say? It's at your highest moment.
It's at your highest moment. How you say it? It's like, and you did the finger and everything. Oh man.
But yeah, that's important. What we supposed to be doing is we are created beings. So creation is in our DNA. Mm-hmm. We supposed to create. We don't need to copy. We don't need to mimic.
Right.
We create something over here. And then, we get masterful with it. We get strategic with it. And then we lace it with the messages that people need.
Right.
And then we put that out.
Right.
And we got to get back into that space.
Creators. And it's like, it's harder to be a creator than it is just to copy.
Facts.
So it's like, it's easier for me because the dress it up is, this is what they listening to. This is the beats they like. This is what triggers them. So if we take it and we mask it, it's like we can manipulate Christ in they spirit.
That's wild. We can manipulate Christ. That's
But
wild.
but we not. That's not what you're doing. Because like you said, I'm not hearing what you saying in the song. I'm hearing the
Right.
beat. The beat is fire.
Yeah.
And the beat make me think about the worldly song that it came from.
Right.
So it's like it's kind of like we leave breadcrumb trails to certain things that we still like in the world.
Yeah.
I'm giving, like you said, being selective. You being selective with, your walk and what you accepting and what you denying. So it's like, okay, I still like this over here, so I'm a beeline of this. But we know this is hell.
Right.
But this is cool. Like it's
Yeah, you got to be able to determine after you put together whatever you put together. If I put this out, if I release this, is this going to have traces or the essence of Christ or traces of
right.
the
It's
world?
my message gonna be. It's gonna be getting across.
Who's what footprint or what mark is or what image is gonna be on whatever this
Right.
is, and you need to be able to determine that without just being so, set on what you want to that you ignore. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Which again, it goes back to your
Right.
relationship because you have to be in tune with God to be able to discern a certain way.
Right.
You have to. Like, discernment is not just, discernment is something that you have to be in tune with Christ to have and to be able to exercise.
Mm-hmm.
It is not just instinct. It is not just gut feelings. Like, those things can have their place. Let me say it like that.
Mm-hmm.
But ideally, the primary thing needs to be.
And and like you said, like the in tune with God, that is 100% correct. I agree with you, and it's levels to discernment because like you said, like the gut feelings and all that, and that's like
That becomes a byproduct.
right,
of that.
right,
Yeah,
right,
yeah,
right,
yeah.
and but it gets to a point where you can discern and identify spirits.
Right.
So you can discern and know if something's right or wrong.
Right,
That's
right.
easy. Like
Yeah.
you have that already. You got that. But you get to a point in your connection with Christ where now you can identify spirits. That's a whole different level
Yeah.
of discernment. So just to make that clear, because everybody like to go around talking about some, I got a discerning spirit. That don't exist.
Right.
You don't have a discerning spirit. You can discern and identify spirits, but that's I just want to.
Yeah. And you need to be able to turn that inwardly
Yeah.
so that you can avoid being in pockets of trying to control.
Yeah.
Trying to control, And again, the emphasis is more so on people because there are things that you can affect and impact that are within your control.
Mm-hmm.
We always got to make stuff plain and clear because, again, there are going to be groups of people that want to nitpick and, well, you said this and blah, blah, blah. So that's why I always go back and I try to highlight or, I just be trying to be clear so that nothing I say is misunderstood or so that we don't confuse any
Right.
of y'all. That's not our objective here. We're not trying to confuse.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. And the last thing I want to touch on real quick, because you have those people that read the Bible and they read it like it's a regular novel. They don't read it in the spirit. They don't study. They just read from page to page. So it's things they don't understand when they read it because they're
Right.
not reading the way they should be.
Right.
So I don't get this. This don't make sense. God is a manipulator. It's people that really believe that God manipulates because of what they read
Right.
in their
right.
carnal mind. How that work? How that work? I wanted to put it out there, and I just wanted to make it known that you're wrong.
Yeah.
And I'm saying you're wrong, and with the boldness of my voice, you wrong, and you ain't gonna never be right about it.
Right.
Ever. God does not manipulate his people that don't even match with his holiness and how he operates that don't make sense. But you're trying to compare God to the lousy humans in your life that hurt you.
Right.
It don't work like that.
Yeah, again, God is all about if you choose to walk this walk, it like that word I just used, it's about choice.
All right.
If you choose
I give
to,
you a choice and be manipulative. How does that work?
Yeah, I don't know.
I gave you a choice. I'm giving you a choice daily. You have free will, but Joker, you gonna say I'm manipulating you?
Yeah. And that's the thing with the way we teach the word. It will cause people to believe that there are secrets that God keeps from you. But what happens is that there are levels that you have to reach where you unlock more truth based on your desire and your understanding.
Right.
So it's not that this is a secret and you not meant to know unless you the elite.
Right.
Or unless you in the pulpit. No, as your desire increases, as you chase after this, because God is all about a genuine heart.
Right.
If you don't really want this, or you not really trying to get here or to go here, then why am I releasing? You know, it's the same way our parents would do us. If you haven't matured to a certain point, if you can't handle XYZ, why would I put all of this on you?
Right.
Good or bad.
Mm-hmm.
So at some point, you have to choose that I want this.
Right.
And it's that choice. It's that authenticity of this is what I want. That's what God delights in.
Right. Right.
And that's where he start blowing your mind and showing you nothing is off limits to you. That person that makes that choice.
Right.
So no, it's with God, it's not about manipulation. Like I said in the beginning, when he created us, it wasn't about for us to manipulate. I want to control my area of gifts and talents and what God has blessed me with. And if anything, I want to control myself.
Right.
Discipline is what I'm talking about. And if I do that, then I'll succeed.
Right.
And all God wants for us he wants us to walk upright, but he's not going to force you to do anything. There's no information being withheld from us. There's, nothing that he ain't got the cover over our eyes. And then one day we're going to find out, God, you've been lying this whole time.
Right.
It's none of that.
Right.
It's none of that. He don't nitpick certain things of your life that, I'm going to cause this to happen and that to happen, and then that's going to make them. No, there are people that go their whole life and never at no time decide, I'm going to walk this way. We know where them people are going to end up, and
right.
But there are those people exist. So that goes to show.
No secrets there. You know where you're going to end up.
But that goes to show if there are people who are like that, if there are people in this world who are Satanists and atheists and believe all different kind of stuff, if there are those people that exist, then that would mean that God is a pretty weak manipulator.
Don DeMarco. Hey, that's case in point. If you was talking to a jury right now, they'd be on your side.
You think so?
That's a great. If that was a closing of your argument, that was beautiful. That was beautiful.
Yeah, I hate debating people who just say stuff like that. Because usually the people I run into that try to throw stuff out there like that, they just trying to jab at me to throw me off or to shut me up. So you really ain't gonna catch me in too many outside of conversations like this where I even speak on that. Because I'm not about to argue with you. Church jargon and religion. I'm not doing that.
It's pointless.
Yeah.
I'm not. It's because at this point in my life, and this is not just my life, but in my spirituality, and I pray that everybody, gets to this point or is already at this point. If you're not teaching me nothing, us going back and forth ain't helping.
Right.
I'm not, because it's the word. It's the word. Like, how you gonna argue with the word? It's here. I read it, but this is how I feel about it. I'm glad that's how you feel about it. But this is what it's about. I'm glad you voiced your feelings. But if your feelings don't line up with God, they don't matter.
Right.
That's just, hey.
And who are you to tell me what God? This the thing. Let's go back to this one more time. One of the benefits from a relationship with God is because that's something that's solo. That's individual. That's what you do by yourself.
Right.
When you spend time with God by yourself, do you know what he do? He connects you and pushes you to other people. So that's almost symbolism of the cross. So you establish this vertical, and then from this vertical, you get the horizontal. So the reason you can get so many people that's on the same page that agree is not because we've all been brainwashed or we all lost. It's because of the way that God will knit your heart with other people when you spend time with him.
Amen. Talk that
When
talk.
you spend time with him.
That's good.
Like,
that is good.
So we have to remind ourselves of that, and then we have to include that with it too. That's why we could sit here and be connected like this. And everybody else that agrees with us, that prays the same things that we do, that believe the same God that we believe, is as I establish my relationship, God is not going to keep me isolated from other people.
Right.
That's another thing that manipulation will do, is try to get you by yourself.
Yep.
If I can get you by yourself, if I can get you away from this group or that group, then I can influence your thoughts and all of that.
Yep. Case in point. God guides and Satan manipulates. That's what it is. To get you by yourself. To get you to think a certain way and do certain things with the belief that it's going to be good.
Yeah.
Man. Dom, that's good, man. That's good.
This was good. This was a good talk.
It really was.
It's a good conversation. I hope this was helpful. I hope we brought this full circle like we needed to. I hope and that it helped in some way. And hopefully you can use this and consider the situations that you're in and begin to look at what people's motives may be and ask some questions, because that'll be a sure sign. When you start asking questions of people getting offended at you asking them questions, 9 times out of 10, that's not somebody that's got your best interest or that's leading you in a certain way.
Right.
Because if I'm not manipulating you, if everything's on the table, I don't have no problem with you asking me anything.
Right.
Because I'm gonna be open with you about what's going on.
And I think just, this ain't what I want to do. I'm just gonna say it. I was trying to think of something to say better. But I think what I'm gonna do for the family is I want to put down the consequences of manipulation. I'm gonna put that in the notes where you can find it in your word, so you understand, what happens when you move like this.
Yeah. And again, I always continue to work on your relationship with God. He'll bring you to the people you need to be connected to, who will not manipulate you. And then he'll open your eyes if you're in those situations. And then that's where you get your direction and confirmation and direction and instruction on how to get out of that situation, how to repent if you're the one committing that.
Right.
It's never too late.
Right.
God is a redeemer. It's never too late. Like, many of the things that we stand on strong today was not what we stood strong on years ago or a year ago or whatever. But God is a redeemer. So once you come into revelation, God can turn that thing around. Not by controlling you.
Man, before Christ, I manipulated every situation I could.
Facts.
Every situation I possibly could.
Because I was trying to gain something. It was about me.
Right.
It was about me.
Right.
The thing about being in tune with God is it's never just about you. But again, God is a redeemer.
Right.
You can get your act together.
Right.
You ain't just left out there. You can get your act together.
Right. And this ain't Sam and Dom throwing stones.
Not at all.
This ain't Sam and Dom looking down on nobody, making
Not at
nobody
all.
feel bad.
Not at all.
This is Sam and Dom providing information, providing things and tools that can help you become the man or woman that God has called you to be.
Fact.
That's
Absolutely.
all it is.
Absolutely.
So,
absolutely.
hey, we out of here.
You good? I thought you was about to sneeze.
Hey, we out of here, and we'll see you when we see you. Peace.
Like, share, comment, subscribe.
Do that. Do that.
That what's inside of you is like grandmama's greens. So don't give up. Your time is coming.